He studies in the La Salle University, Manila through a STAR scholarship since his parents cannot afford it. He is a member of the math club and COSCA.
John is known to be a good, caring kid to his friends and family. There was one competition where he won first place with a cash prize. He then celebrated buying his friends pizzas and drinks. On their way home, they went to a 24-hour drugstore. John ended up donating his whole cash prize to help save Anna with leukemia. When John went home to his dad, his father asked for the results of the competition. John lied and said he did not even win third place.
Based on the flow of the story, John is good-hearted. In other words, John's heart has good intentions since he does volunteer work and aims to be a good Christian. Additionally, he donated his cash prize at the end of the story, which could indicate he has good intentions. John is studious and educated. He joins competitions and is interested in other academic subjects aside from mathematics, such as philosophy and psychology. It could also be observed that John is pressured by his father to be always at the top. John is a private person, since he does not mention anyone of his crush, even to his friends. Based on the psychological continuity, the self is derived from one's memories and experiences. With this, the memories and experiences of John will have an impact on his future decisions and the way he lives. For instance, John donated his cash prize after seeing the sign, "Help save Anna, she has leukemia." This was done because he remembered his mother. In addition, since John experienced pressure while he was a kid, he made it to a point that he will not exert pressure on his future child. In terms of authenticity, John is influenced by external factors such as his father, who expects him to be always on the top, thereby affecting the self-authenticity of John. However, John continuously makes an effort to be a good Christian, which is in line with his values.
Based on John's story, we can see how he was not well off in terms of family and financial matters. Yet when you see his relationship with his studies and friends, he was very selfless. In terms of the theory of self-identity of a person, according to psychology, John was identified by his friends as someone who is selfless. The way he donated his cash prize to someone he did not even know personally, instead of choosing the pride of his father when he finds out he won first place. In terms of the theory of self-esteem of a person, according to psychology, John did not value increase of self-esteem when it came to helping others or making his parents proud. The fact that he did not show his friends that he gave his cash prize or chose to make his dad proud explains that he values his self-image within himself rather than his self-image in others' eyes.
Let's talk about the Oriental perspective. Number 1. Life is about misery. John's life is not perfect. His education depends on his scholarship. In addition, his relationship with his father is not the ideal father-son relationship. Buddha stated that everything delightful in our lives is just a bonus. Hence, his winnings and academic standing are just considered as a bonus in his thought life. Number 2. John as the Guanyin in the modern world. As mentioned in the previous discussion, Guanyin is the goddess of compassion and mercy. John represents the image of Guanyin in a way that he gave a better understanding of other individual situations, specifically Anna's situation, since his mother had the same illness. Number 3. John embodies metta. Metta is defined as kindness and tenderness. He showed these virtues through donating to charity in order to help Anna overcome leukemia. This right encouragement helped Anna to somehow alleviate pain and suffering.
John grew up with a religious background, which resulted in him inheriting values, virtues, and knowledge that the Christian community embodies. Furthermore, John was a member of the organization in DLSU called COSCA, which is a voluntary organization that focuses on helping other people. The concept of self is influenced by the culture and the environment, which was evident in John's life due to the fact that he was always exposed to the ideas and thoughts of being selfless and prioritizing others rather than himself. John embodies compassion with the influences of his culture and community, which led to the decision of John donating the entire cash prize of 5,000 pesos to Anna. John's concept of self was accumulation of all the virtues and values that his community and culture taught him, which became his own identity in the process.
Based on John's story, we can see the conflict between him and his father. The relationship was distant. The parent-child relationship is one of the most long-lasting and emotionally intense social ties. The relationship is often expected to be positive and supportive, but this tie may also include feelings of irritation, tension, and ambivalence. Social relationships influence behavior. With John's case, even if his relationship with his father is not perfect, it did not discourage him to have a good relationship with his friends and show kindness to other people. The tension did not affect the overall quality of John's life.
A circumstance of John that limits our explanation is when he drank alcohol with his friends. The actions done by John are affected after he consumed the alcohol. An example is when John gave his entire cash earnings for Anna and when he lied to his father despite being given the chance to prove his father wrong. This could be explained by Brenner Roach, 2017. Alcohol stops you from thinking clearly, gives you a false sense of bravado. In addition, when one consumes alcohol, this will lead to common immediate symptoms of intoxication, including impulsive behavior, slurred speech, poor memory, and slowed reflexes. Given these effects of alcohol, it could be said that the decisions of donating his cash prize and lying to his father is affected after the consumption of alcohol.
Before we talk about what John can do in order to achieve a good life, let's look at his actions first. So number 1, his generosity. As he saw the donation box for Anna, a leukemia patient, he donated his entire cash. Thinking it through, he had good intentions, however, he also needed the money, so we think that he should have thought it through before doing that action. Number 2, John's untruthfulness. As mentioned, he lied to his father about not winning the competition after celebrating with his friends and donating his money to Anna. John could have been honest with his dad, however, considering that they don't have a strong relationship, we think that he should have stayed silent and took some time to think about what he's going to say. There's no secret that will not be uncovered. Sooner or later, his dad will find out about the competition. Lying about winning will just cause him more harm than good, and that lie will make them further distant from each other. Number 3, John's established ideal self. As stated, he said that he does not want to be like his father when he grows up. In a psychological perspective, he was able to establish his ideal self through aspiring to become the father that he needed when he was young. Now let's talk about what John can do in order to achieve a good life. Number 1, John should live his best life and do well in memory of his mother. Since he was close to his mom, for every decision he will make, he should ask himself, what would my mom say? Would she agree with my decision? In order to bring honor to his late mother, he should pursue his goals and make his mother proud. Number 2, John should think twice before doing a certain action. John needs to understand that even the right actions may result in costly consequences. Yes, John may have helped a leukemia patient, however, this good deed led him to deceiving his father and having none of his cash prize left. Number 3, give and receive. John should have a balance in between giving and receiving. Yes, it is helpful to donate to those who are in need. However, John also needed the money since he is only a scholar. Number 4, choose his friends wisely. It is important to surround himself with people that will help him grow as a better person. Given that his friends did not question John with his action, shows that his friends consent John to do whatever he pleases without proper judgment. Coming up at number 5, John should rebuild his relationship with his father. They should try to communicate. Keeping one's thoughts to himself creates this heavy feeling in his chest. It is also important to note that unresolved issues may build up in the long run. Both of them should understand where each person is coming from and meet halfway. Resolving a family problem is easier said than done, so they should take this one step at a time. Last but not the least, be the person he needs. John needs to understand that not everyone will please him, not everyone will stay by his side. With this, we think that John should learn how to be the person he needs, be the friend, the student, the father he aspires to be.
In terms of complexity of the self, it is affected by internal and external factors. As a result, the self becomes many identities. An example is when one is identified as a daughter, sister, and doctor. This could be seen in the story of John, wherein he has identities as friend, son, and colleague.
Simplicity of the concept of the self. John's viewpoint led to the simplicity of his action. He offered a practical approach to address the experiences and challenges in his life. He turned them into opportunities for positive change and
By understanding the various perspectives of the concept of self, people will be able to discover a path in their life. While our concept of self is ever-changing, so is our potential to become better versions of ourselves. Human flourishing will be achieved by arriving at self-actualization. Furthermore, by completely understanding ourselves in both the internal aspects such as consciousness in yourself and the internal influences such as culture and society, people can unlock the full potential of themselves, thus achieving human flourishing. The framework simplifies all the different disciplines and concisely exhibits the similarities and differences which will bring people a step closer to self-actualization. To combine different values and virtues of each discipline will become the direction that points to the end goal. Without understanding the different disciplines, one cannot reach the point of self-actualization. Additionally, the framework will serve as a foundation in achieving it and also serve as a guide